Good morning, and now it's not working again. Oh my god, I don't know what's up with my overlay. I don't know what's happening. Hold on. What is up, everyone? Sorry, let me kill the audio there. Let me try and reload this. Let me go back to the starting soon and then bring it back up. Still not working. Let me check what the hell's going on here. Huh. I don't know what the hell is happening. Sorry guys, I'm trying to fix my damn overlay here. Let me pull up fucking Stream Elements and figure out what the hell's going on. Trying to figure out what the hell is happening here. Let me go to my overlay. Sorry, I'm going to try and get up. Anything there? How about there? Now it works. There's no rules. There is no rules. What is up, everybody? How is everyone doing? It's Shong, Lon, whatever. Yeah. So you guys found out a little bit about me, this week. Hello, Mrs. Linecrosser. Would you like to pop into the stream real quick?
I have nothing good to say.
Nothing good to say?
No, you didn't fix your lighting.
What's wrong with my lighting?
You're really dark.
I look fine on my screen.
Okay, let me show you what it looks like on a big screen.
Oh my god.
Hey, you.
What's your brightness set to?
No, that's not it.
Woman.
You're dark, you're in a cave.
I'm dark, I'm in a cave.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me get organized here a little bit. And there we go. Now my stream is up over there. Who's the first one? We need a segment on the chimp civil war. I just found out about the chimp civil war. I don't even know what's going on there, but you guys got to understand, chimpanzees are basically, they can see you crawling.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Why are you crawling on the floor?
Because you're crazy looking.
I'm crazy looking?
Yes.
What? Are you going underneath the desk? Listen, we may need to cut the stream here, folks.
You look crazy.
What are you doing?
Guy.
What are you doing?
I'm shifting things.
What are you shifting?
This light.
To my face?
No.
Away from my face.
You look like you're really washed out, guy.
Oh my god. Oh my god. You know what? I think it is. I think it's right here.
Hand me my cell phone.
There we go. There we go. I just brought my stuff up.
Let me see my cell phone telephone.
Where's your phone?
Around.
Oh my god. I can't even talk to chat right now because you're freaking out about the color.
I'm just saying you look wacky, guy.
I know. It's Shong Long Scroat Fryin. Good afternoon. Oh, I missed it. It dropped down. Hold on. Good afternoon, Sergeant Longballs. Yeah, everyone found out some things about me. Is it better?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
Was it the one in front of you?
No, that was I was adjusting the lens.
Oh. Okay, I think that one too eventually, but we'll get to it later.
Oh, okay. Part 4 of you being stuffed inside the wing of a 737. Well, I haven't heard of any 737s crashing, so obviously you're talented enough to do it. Oh wait, this time I'm inside a P8. Oh shit.
I'd intercept me.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Mr. Ethan Longballs, aka the Marquis of Skid Marks, the Duke of Overshare, and the Baron of Brown Balls. Also, here is the real stars of the show, the goodest boy Knox and my chair.
I'm very glad I'm not going to be around next Friday. I got something I got to take care of. Gonna watch the 4 humans on terminal phase and their free return trajectory. Yes, I do want to check that out. I know that's here in about an hour. Just came to say you're competing with live stream of Artemis re-entering the atmosphere. Might be some issue. I'll be back after the landing. I completely understand. And then I filmed the mail call. All the stuff is here. It's being edited as we speak. You'll pay me $10 to do it live tonight. I'm dying to see your reaction to what I sent. Were you the, let me see. Let me go through some things. Were you the model train? Actually, no. I remember. It's over there. You sent me like, oh no, it's right here. You built like a mock-up of a replacement for a Ticonderoga class cruiser, didn't you? I remember some things. But there was an Aussie that just kind of beat you all when it came to jokes. His joke on the front of the label was top tier. You'll just have to watch. I know you didn't have no idea why Trump was LARPing as the God Emperor if he's going to talk. Wait. But I have no idea why Trump is LARPing as the God Emperor if he's going to talk. This is the thing. You know, I'm all about free speech. I've always been about free speech. The president can say whatever the president wants. Now, it's not like a president has never said something like that before. They have. But I think that it's counterproductive. Right now, we're trying to, at least in my opinion, get the Iranians, the people, the Persians, on our side to take back their country, and that'll just make the whole world a safer place with less of the IRGC around. When you say you're going to wipe out their whole civilization, that's counterproductive. Knox, get over here. You big fat jerk. Were you attacking your brother? Or was your brother attacking you? Oh my God. They're going to shake the whole damn thing. Are we going to cover Artemis 2 recovery? Will happen during stream. I mean, I don't have that overlay set up. Hold on. There might be a little something. No video. What about video? There was a video earlier today. We're enjoying you and the wife arguing. It really is our favorite pastime. Knox the dog. What are you doing? Hey, it's Mr. Habitually Loading Calories. I'll have you know that I've gotten back into my gym routine and I've been watching what I'm eating and I'm down 15 pounds. So you shush. You shush. We're getting there. HLC, big fan from South Africa. Your accent vexes me. Wanted to ask if you could make fun of South Africa in a video. Also, when's the next Habitually Fat? This is the thing. Nick's schedule has been insane, especially because now they're doing weekly underwhelmings and stuff, and my schedule's been insane. And I was like, look, Nick, here's the deal. I'm going to start scheduling these out, and if you're able to make it, you make it. If you don't, I'm just going to do them by myself because, like, you know, people really want to see this stuff, and I'm really excited to show it to them. So we're trying to work out the next one. We did get some cool yeses, but those are later in the year, around October. So very excited. But we should have some soon. If you're too dark, Buff's gonna drop a bomb.
Oh wait, I get to drop an N-bomb? That's a first.
Not really.
I say it around my friends all the time.
I defended your ball dookie extravaganza on the comments. See, okay. I didn't want to get into it on YouTube, but I know those worlds touch. I probably poorly chose my language there. But things droop when you're older, and if you take a big old thumper dumper, you can hit the back of your sack on the way down. It happens. And like those guys had me very like concerned that I was the only one this has ever happened to. So maybe my pooping technique was off, but there's dudes in the comment section like, nah, bro, it happens. Okay. We're on the same team. You're more interested with the buff pick? You talking about the dark buff? Oh, the buff pick. Oh, yes. That's still in here. Yes. Your grandpa buff. That was pretty good. I found it entertaining. UK has such disappointed dad energy as of late. That's the thing. I don't, dude. So here's what everyone has to understand. And that's what I tried to like get through to everyone today with the video is when there's nothing going on in the world, everyone, all the news agencies want to act like whatever they talk about is the next big thing. And they're going to make it fantastical, and they're going to make it scary, and they're going to do everything they possibly can. But in reality, okay, so if you ask me, do I think the United States is the greatest country on earth? Yes. Do we have our faults? Abso-fucking-lutely. But I genuinely challenge you to find anywhere that, like, quality of life, job opportunities, military power, technological advancements. I mean, there are some out there that kind of stick out, and some would argue that, like, oh, well, this place is better, this place is better. There's always categories that we come out on top. And that's just, again, I know I'm biased as an American. I'm sure I could find something to love in almost every country. I say almost because I've been to the Middle East. Haven't really found anything over there to like. Every give it up for DDJ Brown Sacks. The P8 wing pisses me off. Why does military have to make my job more difficult? Legit about to have a crash out. Also, hello, Mrs. Linecrosser. She's probably still watching on her, as she calls it, cell phone telephone. It's not a cell phone. It's not a telephone. It's my cell phone telephone. She has isms. HLC, love your content. And what is chat talking about your dragon? I explained on the Kind of Consensual recently. I was trying to continue the conversation on Kind of Consensual over on Pepperbox, and I was explaining to them, Rich was talking about how much he, like, bleeds out of his butt when he poops and stuff sometimes, which I was like, it's not really a thing for me. But I was like, hey, have you guys ever pinched off one too late and it smacks the back of your sack on the way down? And I explained to them, I was like, there's not enough toilet paper or baby wipes in the world. Just hop in the shower. It's just, that's what you got to do in life. To which they all, like, stopped, like, record scratch. And none of them have ever experienced that. It went downhill. HLC Franklin on the sauce again? Yes. But hopefully soon we will have those Franklin plushies, which I want you guys to know, I'm never doing that again. I'm never making Franklin plushies, not through that company anyways, ever again. I hooked my grandma up to your channel today? Oh dear, your poor grandmother. Oh wait, I jumped ahead. More buff. HLC, according to Wikipedia, the U.S. tested mail delivery by ICBM. I thought it was wild. Really just be building stuff. I'm very curious about. I mean, I wouldn't put it past us, but. No, not IBM. ICBM. Yeah, we do just be building shit. I love American engineers. I really do. Like, and some of them, had come from other countries, but when you're working here, you're an American engineer. Can we pause real quick? That's one thing I cannot stand about people in the US. They all want to be something else. They all want to be. My family originates from Germany. You don't speak German. You've never been to Germany. You're fucking American, right? Like, my mom's side, her family came from Italy. Do you hear me out here? Oh, I'm Italian. No, I'm fucking American. Well, a little bit of Mexican, but I speak a little bit of Spanish. Un poquito español. But, yeah. I didn't know we made those by ICBM. But yeah, American engineers are just like, hear me out. What if we did it by rocket? And someone went, we're not going to deliver mail by rocket. And then the CEO's like, hold on. Let him cook, let him finish. How? Tell me what your plan is. I would have paid to be a fly on the wall in that room. With Alberta leaving Canada, should we try to get exclusive trade agreements for their oil? Oh, can you imagine that? The rest of Canada, like, if Alberta leaves Canada, right? Like, and that's a big if. Americans are talking about it. Some of the very loud people in Alberta are talking about it. I don't think it'll actually happen, but let's just say it does happen. I don't know what Canada's economy is largely based off of. I assume, I've never done the homework, that's why I'm saying I don't know. I assume it's heavy in the gas and oil industry, but a lot of times they don't refine it themselves because it's cheaper just to ship it south to the United States through pipelines. We refine it, and then we send it out where it needs to go, and then they get deals on it because they gave us the crude and blah, 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 blah. But if Alberta's its own thing, and then they send stuff south, and they cut the rest of Canada completely out of it, I don't know what that's going to do to the Canadian economy. I have no clue. It was an SSM-N8, not an ICBM. Yeah, well, I mean, it looked like a cruise missile, a short-range cruise missile. I understand some people, they assume if it goes, if it's a missile, it's a big missile, it's an ICBM. ICBM, I should be specific. Wolfram is mad. I should be specific. An ICBM is a very specific term. It's a missile that can travel in excess of, I'm going from the top of my head, I want to say it's 3,400 miles? Question mark? Somewhere around there. It's like 4,600 kilometers. Okay, all right, I am caught up. I have Call of Duty heartbeats. We have Call of Duty heartbeat sensors. I don't know. Like, this is the thing. I'm not entirely convinced that we do, because here's the thing. Uncle Sam loves to give details about things to prove everybody else wrong. Right? So, for example, the Maduro raid. After that happened, we gave out awards. You found out more details, exactly how we did it, how we disassembled these things. And then you find out about this one system that potentially made people puke, which is a logical idea. I don't know what kind of system would just ruin all the fucking barriers in the human body, make you vomit blood, but I digress. This one, they're not being very specific on. I don't know. I don't know. I've never seen any technology like that. I've never heard of any technology like that. It was just a Call of Duty thing. It's kind of wild. Have I seen the infighting, the IRGC over the ceasefire? Really? No, I haven't. I've been paying pretty close attention to what's going on in the IRGC, but I do know that when we started hitting them, I don't really know how to explain it. Basically, they broke down into like over 30 factions, and they were all united against the whole idea of like destroy the West, fight against the Americans. Great. And now that that's not a thing because there's a ceasefire, I guess one person or some people who thought they were in charge called the ceasefire, and everyone else is like, fuck you. I don't know. I haven't looked into that at all. It's been very hard to follow. God, guys, if you knew the amount of information and news I was checking and rechecking, it's this perpetual problem. Because I'll read something and I'm like, okay, I want to debunk this. Is there anything that proves this incorrect? And then I'll go read something to try and see if it's incorrect. And then I read something else in the next article that's like, well, is this correct? Even though I still haven't proved the first part correct or incorrect, then the second part, now I got to try and prove that correct or incorrect. So I go to a different source, and now I'm just bouncing around. Like, it's like when you play an RPG, like a role-playing game, and you only do the main missions and you have just a stack of side missions. Yeah, it's really hard. Watching from Fairbanks, Alaska, 2 cups and a string. Welcome. Enjoy the content. How long do you think the ceasefire will last? I don't think it'll last the weekend. And the reason I don't think it'll last the weekend, I have my own theory that they did this on purpose so that the IRGC will try and, recoup some of their losses and move things out of the way and start putting new systems in place to like build up their protection, to give this projection that they're still there. I don't know if all the rats are going to come out of their holes yet, but I have a theory that we simply did the pause to let them put more systems in place because we ran out of shit to blow up. I don't know how true that is, but I also don't think it'll last the weekend because J.D. Vance is going to speak with the Iranian delegation about terms of a truce or surrender or whatever they're trying to do. And right now, I just feel like we're too far apart. Now, unless Iran is smart enough to realize, hey, if we cut our losses and do what the U.S. says, we can still remain in power. But I'm not thoroughly convinced that they have the forethought to do that. I'm not that I'm saying they're unintelligent. It's just kind of their hatred of us defies all other logic. Does that make sense? So I think this weekend it's going to break down. The P8 wing is fine. Now Rapid Dragon. Yeah, didn't know they get inspired by people dropping Rapid Dragon on the ground. Feline, you know, you and your husband probably learned some very interesting things about me this week. Keep the guy's grandmother away from your grilled cheese comments. Bro, you must have seen that comment over on Instagram. I get stoned. I have a gummy, and then I'll scroll Instagram reels and write comments. And there was a dude who had Down syndrome who was like just straight fitted like Tupac. And I think he was listening to some Biggie or something like that, and he held up like the West Side sign, and I was like, he holds up the W for, and then I spelled wood grilled cheese. And I didn't realize how funny that was until the next day. I thought that was hilarious. Weapons can't spell A10. Oh, roadkill furry crackers is still funny. Can I pre-order Franklin? I need one in my life. As soon as they go live, Aaron, I mean, I have one right there. I'm going to be honest with you. Some of them have, I don't know if I should say this, but some of them have been delivered. Just not all of them. I'm going to tell you the circumstances of my plight. I was like, cool, they're delivered. Great. And then I get a call from Bunker. Hey, there's not 500 here. So then I get a hold of the distributor. Why is there not 500 there? And they said, oh, well, the rest of them are going to be there soon. I mean, unless you think that this is really like an expedient order that needs to go through. And I'm like, we are 2 years late on this fucking order. Does that not qualify for urgent? I was not happy. Yeah. Do we call you Mr. Fried Ryan Longsack? I love the kind of episode got me crying, laughing. I was prepping ball fields today. Oh, dude, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Got let go from my job earlier this week. Hey, man, sorry to hear that. Luckily, I live with my folks, but now it's back to job hunting after 7 months. I hate the American job market and looking to join the Navy in the future, but overweight at the moment, working on it, though. This is the thing, man. When I see someone who is in the gym and they are putting in work, no matter what size they are, like there's like an internal like, fuck yeah. Yeah, get it. Like I see like old ladies in there getting their reps in, and I'm like, hell yeah, grandma, you rock that shit. If anyone gives you shit for trying to better yourself, fucking ignore them, because their life is obviously so miserable that they would choose to say that to somebody. You got this, man. Hey, I know you got the hypersonic-tism. Oh God, yes. Did you see Congress report on the Army's hypersonic program and fielding them? You're talking about the Dark Eagle, which I was tracking, and this is why I don't know. Maybe it's a different program. I was tracking the Dark Eagle was fielded in the Philippines like a year ago. Like, they reported that. So I'm trying to figure out what the fuck they're talking about. Also, now that this heartbeat thing came out, I'm hoping that all the enemies out there, because they always grip onto a buzzword. So here's what we're going to do, folks. This is what I need you guys for. All of you. I need all of you. I need your support. Here's what we're going to do. Every time someone mentions hypersonic, you need to clap back. Like if they're an aggressor nation, they're like, well, we have hypersonic, blah, blah, blah. Be like, yeah, but you don't have quantum. Because that ghost murmur thing said it uses quantum technology. I don't even know what that means. People have been talking about quantum computers. I'm trying to understand what that even means, but we need to just start clapping. That needs to be the new buzzword so that I can sleep. That's what I need in my life. So anytime someone says hypersonic, be like, fucking China doesn't have quantum. That's what we're going to do. That's how we're going to clap back, bro. Artemis is hypersonic for another 30 minutes or so. Yeah, quantum hypersonics. It uses old school Dells. It probably does. Honestly, old technology is really hard to hack into. Like I did a test years ago, and I had a bunch of nerds from like the Army has their own people that they choose to hack into your shit. And they do it during tests because they want to see how operators and how the system and blah, blah, blah. And these guys were hacking into my system, but my keyboard was different than the regular keyboard. And I had several keys on there that I could hit, but they couldn't hit. So they had to change my entries and wait for me to hit it. And I would always check my stuff. So that kind of obsolescence actually makes hacking really hard. Good God, they're just rolling in. I'm trying to keep up, guys. In support of HLC, poo varies in density and rigidity. Plus, if the bowl is too shallow, you're going to get a timber situation. Can't stay too long. Got to pay for the CSAR operation. Taxes. Bro, I feel that. Hey, take care of yourself, Archangel Doe. I think that's how you say that. By the way, sorry I'm late. Must say this about the whole TikTok CEO thing. As his fellow countryman, his whole Singaporean citizen bit, I don't know if he was allowed to get away with that. I thought he was actually from Singapore because, like, he actively serve in the Singapore military. Like, I'm not being a smartass. I didn't dig into it. I was just like, okay, whatever. Like, I didn't think anything about it. 737 MAX wing, simple, not overly complex, outside of engineering. P8, holy shit, let's add all the extra necessary shit. Oh, Arando, you're learning about the American military industrial complex. Let's overcomplicate the shit that doesn't need to be overcomplicated. Welcome. You should just raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name, do solemnly swear to support and defend the Constitution of the United States. Do you remember 3 general orders? An Air Force vet, I'm glad we shrunk the list. Guard everything within the limits of my post until I'm properly relieved. Guard, obey, report. I will obey my special orders. I can never remember obey. And then I will report any violations of my special orders, something to the commander of the watch or something like that. It's guard, obey, report. Those are the 3 general orders, but it's been years since I had to remember those. It appears Northrop Grumman's FA-XX prototype is based on the YF-23. It gets chosen to be like the YF-17 got resurrected as the F-18. Wait. Did it? I didn't know the YF-17 turned in the F-18. I had no idea. But there's some questions I have about the YF-23. Like, don't get me wrong. Great platform. Fucking huge. I don't know if that's beneficial or a drawback. It's just really big. Have you ever seen a YF-23 next to, like, the F-22? It's massive. 1 hour, 3 minutes until splashdown. Everyone ready? Everyone ready. YF-17 is the prototype. Weapons got activated. He's here. With how oppressive drones are in milsim games, could the tactics gamers develop influence real-world tactics? Absolutely. Absolutely. Video games very rarely, like, people think, like, could this, affect this? Could this affect that? It's more rare than you think, but it absolutely could. If gamers find a way to successfully counter those drones using tactics rather than technology, the government will grab that in a heartbeat. If it works. Like, what was it? Didn't the CDC like study, or some like science group or whatever study some like outbreak of a disease in World of Warcraft years ago? I remember reading something about that. I don't know all the details. I don't play World of Warcraft. I just don't have the time. AZ Mandonk, thank you so much. Arizona Man. I'm thinking about bringing in an Arizona character, and I'm just going to make him sound like a Navajo. But I'm going to have him talk shit the whole time. The Great Mountain Spirit tells me that you suck ass, and I should not listen to what you say, brother. I think that would be really funny. Oh, the Blood Plague. Did anyone ever make a belt-fed shotgun? Why? So the World War II paradigm is dead. How do we compensate? What World War II paradigm? Oh, you talking about the don't touch the boats? Well, trust me. Yeah, there was an event prior to the second expansion that had a plague involved. Also, the mobile game Plague Inc. Yeah. So the spreading grilled cheese, like, oh. Yeah. Forgot about that. Sometimes I say some shit. And hello, fellow Oozlefinch. Praise be to the Oozlefinch. Knox, where's the gate? Why is the gate not up? Are you just hanging out? Knox, you have to go to your bed. That's over there, dude. You go to your bed. No, not the little bed, you big asshole. Go to the bed over there. Go on. He always goes to this little tiny bed back here. 77 pounds packed into that. Oh my God. How am I not canceled? Bro, I don't even know. HLC is the only human example of Rapid Dragon. I don't even know if I fully follow that, but thank you. Did I end up watching Pipkin? I did not. What was I doing all this week? I did my state of mind. I recorded the mail call. I did research for my next state of mind because I'd like to get that one preloaded because I'm going to be gone part of the month here. I'm working an invite to another podcast. I'm reaching out to 2 museums near me. Well, one of them I already got a yes from. I just have to, refresh that yes. And then the other one, it's the government. They're fucking dick turds. So I've been chasing things, and I've been playing Pokopia, that new Pokemon game on Switch too. I'm not going to lie. It's really fun, but it's really good because when you're building shit and all your Pokemon are actively building shit, it'll say it'll be done tomorrow. So then I just like, cool. And then I just leave it alone. What was my impressions beside alcohol? No, I need to watch Pip. I think I subscribed to them. I didn't watch anything. I'm so sorry. Did I put my patch in the letter? Can't remember. Yes, Aaron, you did. I have the patch. It's actually still attached. No, I took it off. I set it somewhere, but it's here. All the stuff is here. Am I familiar with Game Theory 18? The closure of the strait might be a plan for T to secure U.S. dominance. West Taiwan, most affected by the current conflict. Now everyone relies on U.S. oil. Here's the thing, right? And this, I hope this doesn't like rub too many people the wrong way, because I do want challenging of theories. I want people to challenge my opinion and my theory based on logic and understanding. Like that's especially if you're a leader in the military, lead with logic, empathy, and understanding, right? I used to rule with an iron fist. It aged me, right? So I always try and give every commander-in-chief the benefit of the doubt. I always like to think there's a method to the madness. But the long, drawn-out, fucking essay-written Truth Social posts are... I don't know what the purpose is. I understand it's supposed to project strength, but realistically, at least in my opinion, it comes across as desperation. I don't know any other way to say it, right? Like, I don't want the president to fail. I didn't want President Biden to fail. I didn't want President Obama to fail. I didn't want President Bush to fail. I don't want the president to fail. But having these fucking real world crash outs on social media, I just, the optics of it, not great. I don't know. So I like to think that there is a method to the madness, but I don't know. I like to hope that that's the game plan. I like to hope that the reason we went for Venezuela first before we started dealing with Iran was because Venezuela can now export enough oil to all these other countries that were relying on the strait to subsidize them until we get this conflict sorted out. I hope that that's the logic. I don't know. Someone needed to take his phone away like 10 years ago. Yeah. If we're going to drop the sun on Iran, what do you think the odds are that Russia and China would nuke us? Very, very high. I mean, I make the jokes about like I usually have Grandpa Buff talk about dropping the sun, but no U.S. individual has said that, right? No one in the U.S., even the president, which is wild because he usually threatens everything, has threatened nuclear weapons. I just do that for the jokes, but absolutely, I think there's like there's a bunch of countries in the world, all nuclear powered, that all said if anyone throws a nuke, we're all throwing nukes. So I agree. Y'all see this big fuck? It's okay. No, you can stay there. You can stay there. I said you could stay. It's fine. You're fine. You're okay. You got eye boogers, but you're okay. Watching from Southern Virginia, surviving still as a teacher. God bless you. Like, genuinely. That's rough. Great work. Lad, Grandpa Buff, and the kid are making me cry. I've laughter way too much. I love it. Keep up the great work, sir. I want you to know that last line from the kid on today's video was on the fly. I was like, I need a funny word. And I just hit record. And that's what the character came up with. "32 minutes till splashdown. Insert fat joke from Nick and Drill Sergeant High here." God damn it. I'm losing it as fast as I can. "Russia has best hypersonics. Trust." I mean, that's where you want to go, bro. It is the thing. I don't. By their definition, they do. By our definition, they don't. But I know you're just being a smartass. Like, not in a negative way. Like, you're just telling a joke. "Bro, we love what you, Nick, Brandon, Cody, and Eli and team do. Me and my daughter watch a lot of y'all's content." I'm so sorry that your daughter may or may not have found out that I have certain parts of my anatomy gravitationally challenged. Is that the right term? My old man was in the 82nd and has over 5,000 jumps in his career. His back and his knees are gone, aren't they? I'm not saying that as like a negative thing. Like it's just that's like the price you pay for being airborne. Really cool, but those parachutes are designed to take you from the plane to the ground as fast as possible without killing you. Like 15 feet per second is what you impact the ground with. And when you're wearing 200 pounds of shit, oh, it's rough. I always love hearing him tell me things about his career that he could tell me about that's not still redacted. Would I have gone airborne? I actually, you know, if Mrs. Linecross would let me, I would love to jump out of a plane, but as a civilian. Because those parachutes bring you down like, you can control them. They're super sweet. They got like nice comfy harnesses. The military ones, T-10s and T-11s, it's like, how fast can we send them in without killing them? And someone goes, I bet if they fell right, we could do 15 feet per second. Do it. I'm in. Ethan is the plop. Hey. Low swinging fruit. Hail the man that popularized the poop caber. The poop caber toss will now be a kind of consensual contest. Wipe front, not back. God damn it, man. Right before I hit go live, I was like, this is... I want to set up where we can watch the thing, but Ms. HLC has an amazing insurance policy. Call him Ethan Long because it's longer than the Typhoon's canards. No, yeah, but those are gay. That's the main thing you got to understand. Foreskin. All right. Absolutely love your channel. Bone is my favorite plane. Did you see the F-22 news about the F-22 2.0 undergoing flight testing 2 weeks ago? Seemed pretty cool. I know that they're like updating a lot of shit in the F-22. Sensor suite, electronic warfare, like a bunch of shit. So I don't know all the details. Man, I am way behind again. Classic. Wow, I believe player characters couldn't spread, but hunter pets could. The trolling during the time was way worse. Dude, WoW is just such a weird world. Pepperbox is all me. I'm 1/3 of that audience, usually while at work. The man has his own hobbies. I have Pepperbox video games and hopefully soon an old Jeep Cherokee for entertainment. XJ. Go with an XJ. 4.0. Anything else is just garbage. And the reason you go with a 4.0, do the automatic, by the way. The manual, the 5-speed, is made by Peugeot. It's hot garbage. I put two of them. Two of them in my old XJ. I had an 89 XJ. The Peugeot 5-speed, I love a manual transmission, but that transmission's fucking trash. But the 4.0, it won't die. If you kill it, I want to know how. I want to know what you did, aside from opening up on it like point blank with a 50 cal. I don't know what'll kill a 4.0. I really don't. They're very hard to kill motors. You always cover my weapons, military plane, humortisms. Now, please feed my dogtism. Please show me Fritz. Mrs. Linecrosser, where is my son? Splashdown, skid mark sack, the belt-fed shotgun was a stupid politician in Australia justifying new gun laws. Oh my God, really? Now I kind of want a belt-fed shotgun. You know, am I the only one, right? When you have these states that have the high-capacity weapons ban, right, or high-capacity magazines, can't have any more than 10 rounds. Okay, fine, that's what you want to do. I feel like belt-feds should be exempt from that. Because I can have a box of 1,000 linked rounds, but I can break them off in 10-round increments. And then I still just have 10 rounds. I think that should be exempt. Am I the only one? I drive a 2013 Jeep Wrangler Sport. It's a fucking mess. Do you know, I don't know why, actually I do know why I know this. My little sister brought it up to me, that apparently Jeep Wranglers are less aerodynamic than a cow. What?
You want to see your son?
Yeah, where's Fritz?
I'm making freebies
Oh,
to hand out.
someone said, Fritzy, come here.
I know.
Come here.
Somebody needs dog time.
It's a Fritzy bitty baby boy.
Oh.
You okay? No, it's fine. It's fine. Okay. Oh, ow. He just headbutted me in the nose. And if I look like I'm walking around like a baby deer, it's because... Hang on, he's getting another one. It's because I did legs today. And don't tell Mrs. Linecrosser, but I squatted 315 pounds. It all hurts. Everything. Just remember, Titan II launchers used to punch tape, and Minutemen 3 used floppy disks. That old school obsolescence, man. It works. He was from Singapore, though. Most guys here do a conscription. So, of course, I think you mean conscription. Consturtion? Of course we did. Also, as a Singapore Chinese, West Taiwan doesn't speak for all of us. Look up Operation Spectrum. Are you trying to get me to look up something where, like, the Chinese tried to wipe out all autism? Because that's fucked up. Operation Spectrum. Oh, it's something anti-communist thing that happened in Singapore in 1987? So West Taiwan literally tried to turn Singapore Marxist. That's crazy. Charlie 3-2 in the house. Holy shit, we served together. We did. When? 315 is just you. How much at? I'm not 315. Thank you very much. Can we be building shit include handheld GAU 8? Well, it really depends on how much you like your current location of both where you're standing and your shoulders. I mean, could you fire it at least once before it yeeted you into fucking orbit? But, I mean, it would work once. Is Mach 33 hypersonic? Yes, Mach 33 is hypersonic. Earth's exit velocity is like Mach 25, 22, something like that. Mach 20 something is Earth's exit velocity. So, any country that has a space program has been hypersonic. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Do you know that the T-Rex might be 3 different species, and Nanotyrannus is now a valid species? Also, what is my favorite dinosaur? You know, Chris Chan, no one has asked me what my favorite dinosaur is. That's the first time I've gotten that question. What is my favorite fucking dinosaur? I mean, you got the big ones, right? You got your Tyrannosaurus, your Brontosaurus, Brachiosaurus, Triceratops, Stegosaurus. I used to love dinosaurs as a kid. What's the ones that had the like hard bone shell on their head and they would ram into each other? That one, because as a bald man, I identify with that, and I think that's how bald men should conduct mutual combat. I genuinely think so. I think that if I decide to fight another bald man, we should, instead of using fists, we should both duck our head and headbutt one another with our bald heads. Yes. You're going to have to cancel Artemis 3 because it cooperates with Canada and the EU space agencies, which means you can't use a metric system. Moon joke anymore if they make it. Just saying. You know, that's fair. The metric system moon joke. There's no metrics on the moon. I can still use it, by the way. If you guys aren't following Anamarchy, he's a great dude, great guy, out of Australia. And I think we can still use it because it's still American systems that got him there. I mean, we know you use metrics on some of those. You're telling me all those are 1/2-inch bolts, 3/8, 3/4? I mean, we could do it. We probably did it before, but I bet there's a 10 mil. I bet there's a lot of 10 mils in there. It's complicated, so 10 mil just sounds like it. GMA just called, asked what the fuck is wrong, or Grandma called and asked what the fuck is wrong with me and you. Sorry. How badly spent is the U.S. AA stockpile after Iran? It's hard to gauge it. It really is. So public information from the CENTCOM commanders around 1,700 engagements. Now that is ABTs, UAVs. ABTs, air breathing threat. I'm not supposed to say target. TBMs, tactical ballistic missiles. UAVs, or UAS, RPA. There's so many different acronyms for that. So depending on what was fired at, it was usually 1 to 2 missiles. So if we highball it, 1,700 targets times 2. I don't math in public. So 2,000, 7 to 7 is 14, so that'll be 3,400. 3,400 missiles. High end. That's a lot. I mean, that's a fuck ton of interceptors. Like, that's an insane amount. Do we have the ability to keep fighting? Yes. Are we completely out? No. Are we significantly lower than we were? Yes. At least that's on Patriot interceptors. THAAD wasn't used as much. Stingers weren't really used that much. I really think that having co-located Stinger units with some of your high to medium air defense units should have been like the standard as soon as this thing kicked off. We should have had SHORAD units close by to deal with Shahed drones. It's not my place to choose that. And then CRAM, but CRAM is easy. It's just 20 millimeter explosive rounds. And I say that's easy, but like it's a bullet. It's a lead slinger. It's an unguided projectile. And we make tons of those. 20 millimeter is used in pretty much all combat aircraft. It's the Vulcan. That's what they did is they took a Vulcan, they strapped it down to the side of the boat and like, we have CWIS, which is close in weapon system. And then the Army took it, gave it a tan, put it on a trailer with a bunch of generators and shit, gave it a radar and said, we have LPWS. It's not CWIS. Or it's not CRAM, that's its job. That's not what it's called. It's LPWS, Land-Based Phalanx Weapon System. Artemis is the twin sister of Apollo. Fucking, depending on the Apollo mission we're talking about, that might not be such a good thing. Anyone who claims to know where the 10 millimeter socket wrench is either a thief or a liar. My wife needed a new battery in her car. And so I jumped in and I was like, let's go get a new battery. And I just drive the car there because I know that's all it needs. So I pull out the battery in the parking lot, walk inside. Hey, here's the core. I need another one of these. And then they give me a new battery and I buy it and walk out and install it. And I had a 10 millimeter wrench that I put in her center console so I know which, one I needed to remove the battery. And I was like, guard this with your life. And she's like, why? It's just a wrench. I was like, it is a 10 millimeter wrench. If you ever wonder if something you should get a man for his birthday or Christmas, a set of 10 millimeter anything, wrenches, sockets, ratchets, whatever, 10 millimeter, you can never go wrong. Because I guarantee he's going to lose half of them by the time the next year comes around. How many smart bombs did the military have? That's a very, very hard question to answer. Well, it also kind of, how do I word this? First of all, we got to go into what the term for smart bomb is, because technically all of our munitions are smart to a point. The days of just carpet bombing with unguided munitions are pretty much behind us. Even our JDAMs, which are kind of on the lower end, they're still laser guided into their target. And if that's the case, if you count anything that's guided or has any form of guidance, that would be all of them. A lot. We have a fuck ton of offensive equipment, and we have so much. It's not that we have we have a billion JDAMs. No, we have a stockpile of each one, and what they do is we strike package everything in the military. Anytime we do anything, we strike package it. We say, this is the target. What do we need to destroy it? Okay, we have enemy in the open. We need an airburst. We need, okay, do we have artillery nearby? Because that's usually the cheapest option. Airburst artillery is good for enemies in the open. No. Okay, well, we don't have artillery nearby. Do we have HIMARS nearby? Or what's the status on fast movers? Okay, well, if they're enemy in the open, it's going to be, a time charge, like proximity charge. But if they're in a hardened bunker, you're going to need to punch through and then blow up. Like it's all based on strike package. Every single munition the U.S. possesses is a smart bomb. It's a guidance kit attached to it. So technically, if we have an old bomb from 1980, we can make it a smart bomb. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, that's what weapons said was, it's the kits that make it a smart bomb. I'm not hurting your... I just said what you said, but with different words, weapons. If the character knew we watched kinda just before that one, word would be timber. Timber. No. Let's get down to real shit next time you're on Unsub. Ask Cody, Alliance or Horde? What is that in reference to? Alliance or Horde? Is that a WoW thing? Because I don't think he's going to 40K. I'm learning about 40K. I've discovered 40K reels, and people are explaining the lore of 40K, and I'm learning quite a bit, actually. I learned that before the Horus Heresy and after the Horus Heresy, legions were no longer a thing because legions all went to war with each other. And then now you have, it's called something else, but there's only 1,000 Space Marines in each one, and that's why they have their own like unique armor, battle style, like everything, technology. But yeah. It's my first out of only 2 super chats. You don't have to do that. And my last 2 weeks have been a bitch due to accidentally smashing my middle finger on my left hand in the front of my home's front door. Bro, I think out of all injuries, either stubbing your toe or smashing your finger have got to be the worst. Because there's no one to blame but yourself. And you want to be angry, but everything hurts so much. Like, you're angry, you're mad at the world, and everyone who saw it is laughing their asses off. So, like, you immediately, at least me, my brain immediately goes, like, it's your fault. But, yeah, it's... JDAM's inertially guided, yes. They laser point where JDAM's supposed to go. JDAM inertial guidance says JDAM is here. JDAM has fins that go beep, 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 and guide it towards there, and there go boom. Bad guy confetti. It fractured the tip of the finger bone and had to have a burn through my nail to relieve the pressure. Ooh, I've never actually had to do that, but I've heard of people doing that. So far, I can use it to an extent, but now it doesn't hurt like a mofo. Also watching from Alexandria, Indiana. Woo, Indiana. Well, welcome. I'm glad you're okay. I'm glad you've relieved the pressure. Oh, man, I just scrolled back up. Fritz looks like a Peppy Muppet, and I cannot unsee it. Now you can't unsee it either. He kind of does. Where the fuck is... Oh, Knox is behind me. He's in the little bed. Don't you dare talk trash on the 2.5 AMC i4. That thing will outlive any 4.0 the day you can't... Any day you can't kill him. Bullshit. There is 2 bulletproof motors in this world that exist. The 4.0 from Chrysler and the 306 cylinder from Ford. That 306 cylinder, you can't kill it. We've tried. Trust me. We thought we blew the motor doing 25 miles an hour, but it was the second time the speedometer had gone around because the little stick was broken. We were doing an F-150 downhill run, just pedal to the floor. And then, boom, wham, she started smoking white. We parked it. 6 months later, we had to move it, so we put some oil in it, fired it up, and no smoke. You can't kill a 306. APKWS is my favorite from back in the day. That's armor penetrating something. I'm not familiar with that acronym. I've read it like 10 times, but my brain just didn't retain it. I squat 315 in 8th grade. Well, good for you. I'm 35 and I squat 315. I was up to 375, but I'm back down because I had to take some time off from the gym due to this. And now I'm just saying, fuck it. It still hurts a lot, but no one's going to tell me to rest. I love your work, but I just got to do it. Is it climax kind of like playing with the yo-yo? I've never seen, like, I'm not going to lie. Now you guys kind of got me wondering how fast everything, like, right before the moment. I'm genuinely curious. Swing low, sweet charity. Australia launched 3rd thing into space. We also have a different style of toilets, so your sack should stay dry. Of course, Australians would think about my sack. Sad news, recently here in Washington, we've had a slew of teachers, middle school and high schools either get exposed or arrested for touching abuse. Burn them. This is the thing, I don't, like, so I was an instructor, right? And the people I was instructing were around my same age group. Some of them were a little older, but, like, we're around the same age group. And when I got to the schoolhouse, I was like, is there anything that I really should just, like, burn into my brain? They're like, don't touch the students. And I'm like, I am married. And second of all, gross. But But it seems like it's happening more and more. And I would hope that an elementary or a middle or a high school that doesn't happen. But I've been wrong before. Zach Brown is in the house. Late to the party. Just wanted to say HLC. The latest kind of consensual was like getting flashbang with words. You might want to get some things checked out, my dude. I think that's the most eloquent way I've ever heard someone explain that episode was flashbanged with words. I'm going to use that the next time we record. We use metric for temperature in aviation, increments of 10, make pressure differential easy to calculate. Also, ejection seats leave the plane around 800 miles per hour using rocket motors, aka pads. Personal something device? Personal outside the airplane device? I don't know what the A would be. I'm sorry. Dude, shut up. We're 10 minutes to splashdown. We're watching a hypersonic at work. We are. And you know what? We even brought along a Serapean for it. We did. We brought along a Serapean. We just wanted them to, hey, you know, I can just imagine this. There's 3 Americans in there and 1 Canadian, and he's like, oh, about to go to the moon, don't you know? And like the pilot, whether it's man or woman, just got to fucking dip in. It's like, you ready to see what a fucking rocket can do? Woo! Like, I think that's top tier. I like to imagine that. I'm going to reach out to Aiden, the violent intern on Instagram, and I want to make that a skit. I think that's hilarious. Personal device. Is it acceleration? Is it really acceleration? HLC have a Discord. Yes, I do. I'm not often in there, but just due to time constraints. But my mods are quite good about getting me the information that is relevant at the time. Also, for those of you who are wondering, we have, I don't think any of his troops will be watching. I'm going to show you guys this. This is the design. I'm buying all these shirts for my guys, one of my best friends, he might as well be a brother to me, is deployed right now. And he's the first sergeant of a unit, which in the Army, a first sergeant is a battery, or company or troop, depending on what your job is. And, he wanted to get some morale shirts for his guys and was like, hey, I want, something good that they can order. And I was like, get me the sizes. Let's come up with a design and I will get them ordered. I will pay for them. And so this is what we came out with. I don't know if you can see it. And we have to do it on the Coyote Tan t-shirts because they want to wear them under their uniform top. So I'm really excited about that. 38 miles to go. Do we have a sensor package that can see a flashlight pointed at it in a suburban environment at night? Weird question, I know. I mean, I assume any IR would see that because what you see. So think about it like this. If you've never worn night vision goggles, I'm dead serious. If you've never worn night vision goggles, you ever have like something that just has like a little blinking light on it, like the red light on your VCR. If you were in a pitch black room and there was just that blinky light and you had night vision on, the whole room would be illuminated by that light. So it just allows extra light in. Like that's really the whole way that the system works, at least with the ones that I've used. I've used PVS 7s and PVS 14s. And, but yeah. Oh man, Raven's in here. What is going on? How you doing? I don't have the horn button anymore. I need to get rid of that because I only have one sound effect and I used it last time. I'd like to apologize in advance. But Raven is she's a good creator. She's good people. Wow, Wolfram. Wolfram is so mean. Aren't my mods mean? Fritz, he's so great. I'd love to know more about where'd you get him? How old is he? And what do breeds temperament like, personality, intelligence? So he is a Chinese crested. There's a lady in Georgia that my wife has had 2 Chinese cresteds. Her last one was Hobbs. We lost him January of 2024. He was 15 years old. Really good dude. Really, really good dude. Fritz is our second Chinese crested, and Fritz is about to be 2 in June. So he's still very much a puppy. And, I mean, honestly, temperament, great. They have their people. They're very close to their people. He's kind of scared of the world around him right now, but he's kind of coming out of that shell. Very smart. highly intelligent. Like, I would not say that Fritz is not intelligent. He is a very smart dog, just like Hobbs was. They all have their quirks. Like, Hobbs wouldn't eat French fries until he was senile. That's a real thing. When he was perfectly, like, lucid, you give him a French fry, he wouldn't touch it. And then after he just lost his damn mind and had no teeth left, gave him a French fry, he was like, nom, 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 this is great. Dude, it was weird. Is it Protocol 4 already? Communication restored? We got him? We're out of the plasma blackout. Good shit. How we gonna just catch like that? Here, we're gonna try another one. Okay, you ready? We're gonna do this one. I'm gonna underhand it to you. Good boy. He had to turn around and sniff his own butt because he might have squeezed out a fart. But yeah, no, he's a good dude, man. Honestly, I would absolutely, like, to anyone who, I'm a big fan of responsible dog owners. Big fan of that. When a dog walks into my house and, like, you know, hey, we adopt a dog, they're with me until the day they croak, period. I don't care what I have to do. I don't care what mountains I have to move. Like, they will be with me no matter what. Knox has been with me for 11 years. He's about to be 12 in July as my best buddy. For a World War II style depth charge, how close would it need to be to an Iranian sea mine to force sympathetic detonation? I don't know, because I don't know the yield of old school depth charges. I mean, I'm not hating on it. It might work. But I would hope that by now we have far better systems to do that. So I want to put the NASA stream link in chat, but that's not good mod work. Oh, yeah. No. 50,000 feet. They're in atmosphere. Hi, HLC. Hope you're doing well. So I wanted to ask your opinion about desertion in war in reference to a story I'm writing where the Antang deserted from past trauma and Protang has you're either in or you're out type of ethos. I don't know exactly what you're asking. I know that when it comes to the U.S. military, desertion, especially during a time of war, is punished aggressively, like firing squad. You'll get you'll get a special court-martial with a presiding courts-martial authority, which is usually the first general officer in your chain of command, and they will tell you your punishment, which is, it's not unheard of for it to be a firing squad. If I have to pick between 44 Magnum 45, what do you go with? I love the 45. I love it. I know there's going to be some hard, nose to that. I love the 45. The 44 mag will always have a special place, right? It's a great round. I like the 45. If I had to, I just read that. I had a fish hook in the back of my neck's new nickname, Hook. Yes, sir. Best 6-cylinder ever made. I do love that 300 6-cylinder, man. It just won't die. It will not die. I'm still mad at you, Nick. Talk shit about Rhode Island. It's, at least where we were at, it was the whitest place I had ever been. Let me put it to you this way. It was so white that my wife and I, we would partake in some things there. And then we would walk from our Airbnb, and down the street, there was like an ice cream joint. There was some other restaurants and stuff like that. And I remember one night we were walking like 10 o'clock at night, and this guy was stumbling all over the street and laughing and stuff like that. And anywhere else I've ever been in America, I would be a little nervous. But in that area of Rhode Island, I know for a fact that man has never been in a fight in his life and would not know how to do anything. Like, that's the point that I was at. It was 10 o'clock at night or 10:30 at night, and this guy was stumbling across the road, and I wasn't concerned in the slightest. What's wrong with you? You racist? I mean, just saying. Greetings, HLC from New Hampshire. We may not be real. Well, New Hampshire is real. Delaware is not. But we live in your walls, by the way. 5.9 Cummins 12 valve, unkillable too. I would say, yeah, the 12 valve is it's a pretty good motor, but it's just everything attached to the 12 valve that went bad. Fuel pumps, injectors, glow plugs, Pretty much everything else attached to the 12 valve was no bueno. And no good. There's no engine turn here. No. Here's for the nut tuck surgery. God damn it. How does Grandpa Buff feel about being represented in War Thunder, dropping nukes indiscriminately on targets, proving superiority over the Tu-95?
Well, I'll be totally honest with you. It's just the first time you guys see what I already fucking know. You think I'm gonna get bested by some fucking 80-year-old Russian piece of garbage that was too shitty for them to even steal from anybody? Fuck that.
I think so. That's probably what he would say. Greetings from Alaska. How you doing? Sean Fry and long sack. That is me. I apparently have a very long sack. I think I might know why we took Canada up there. We wanted to see if poutine could finally taste good if you're in space. It sounds delicious. I've just never had it. Like it's a culmination of all things that I like. I like gravy. I like cheese. I like French fries. I like potatoes. It sounds like everything that I enjoy. By the way, if you come across a fairly clean XJ that the neighbor is looking to sell, let me know. I just want to see if the underside, I can work with the rest of it. Yeah, well, I mean, honestly, you're out here in the desert just like me, so the underside should be relatively good. That's one thing. I traded exhaust when I used to have my motorcycle. I traded my exhaust with a guy down in Florida because he wanted the stock exhaust and I wanted the aftermarket exhaust. And so we swapped, and my exhaust got to him and he's like, bro, there is no corrosion on any of this. Like the bolts, the screws, like this looks brand new out of the factory. I was like, yeah, because it's just dry as fuck here. I don't have to worry about seafoam spray or anything else. I don't got to worry about salt and humidity. None of it. It's just dry. How long before I'm on fat pews? As soon as I can. I'd love to be on fat pews. Hey, how late am I? You're an hour and 8 minutes late. It's okay. Splashdown. We have Splashdown. Your EDC is a 1911-45. I can't help it. I'm old school. You know, this is the thing. It's not my... You're always going to... When it comes to the gun community, if you carry anything, someone is going to have an opinion against it. I personally... The 1911 is a solid weapon. For the time especially, great pistol. 7 rounds, 8 if you had a high-capacity magazine. Solid weapon. Good weight distribution. Low recoil. Solid gun. However, in the modern day, if you ask my opinion, there are other pistols out there that have a higher capacity, the same caliber, and weigh just as much, and are equally as reliable. That's what I'll say on it, right? I like the 1911. It's an iconic piece of American war history. Just like the M1 Garand, right? Or the M1 carbine. Like they're all iconic pieces of American history. How would they fare against modern military technology? I don't know. I carried the 1911 for a long time, just recently switched to the Glock 26. I have a Glock 43X. That's what I carry usually most of the time. And I hate Glocks. I think Glocks, hear me out, I think Glocks are the ugliest pistols on the market, minus High Point. High Points, the fuck are we doing? High Point, what are you doing? The High Points are awful. But anyways, Glocks I think are one of the ugliest guns on the market. However, they are reliable. Parts for them are easy to find. You can find upgrades, grips, triggers, everything. It's like Barbie's dream house. They fire underwater. They fire when they're caked in mud. They fire in cold. They fire in hot. Like, they're just a solid weapon. I think they're ugly as sin, but I have one now. If you live behind granola curtain, limited capacity isn't that big of a downside. Yeah, that's fair. You live in my area. Loves to go to the range. I go out there every once in a while. I go out there with a couple of dudes that I met in my gym. They're like, I'll just hit them up and be like, you want to go shooting? And they're like, yeah. Oh, you're saying you wanted my opinion on desertion. It's a bit of a nuanced opinion. I don't know so here's the thing. People in general fight harder for something they believe in. Right? Now that initial contact can be kind of low. And this is what you'll find is like kind of rage and aggression takes over. If you go and you're sent to war and you're supposed to be fighting for freedom, democracy, whatever, right? and you either get hit or somebody you care about gets hit or someone you care about gets killed, then it becomes personal. And your chances of desertion go down pretty far. But some people just, they're not for it. I think that if it's something you believe in enough, then desertion is, at least inside your own mind, justified. However, at all the years that I was in the military, I never once thought about switching teams. Like the Bowie Bergdahl situation, never in a million years. Because I found out about Bowie Bergdahl years ago, and I didn't have the whole story. And I was like, wait, this guy's been captured by the Taliban? We need to get him back. What the fuck is going on, right? I was all up in arms about it on Facebook. And then I found out that he straight up walked off, and then several people were killed trying to get him back. And it's like, Taliban doesn't keep live prisoners. Live prisoners are a liability. You were working with them, dude. Artemis Splashdown or Slashdown? Haha! I'm not the only person who can't spell. I carry basic buck knife off-brand because I care about cost over clout. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. You know what gun is better than anything else? The one you have on you when a situation where a firearm is needed. That's it. A gun is better than no gun. Thoughts on Australia arresting its highest awarded soldier from Afghanistan? It's a corporal. Shouldn't command have some guilt too? Depending on what he did and if they knew. I will tell you, at least in my military experience, they try and find one person to pin everything on and everyone else plays cover your ass. But everyone does that in every case. To be fair, men our size are scary in Rhode Island, especially if you don't give a shit. That's fair. Thoughts on Illinois serializing ammo now? I don't think it'll change anything. Here's the thing. I'm all about keeping firearms out of dangerous people's hands. I think that you should have to do a one time or maybe once every 10 years psychological evaluation to see how stable you are. And then you should be allowed to purchase whatever you want, including fully automatic weapons, grenade launchers, fucking tanks, howitzers, fucking all of it. You want an F-14 Tomcat in your driveway? If you can afford it, go get it. However, serializing ammunition is the same problem you run into with registering firearms. Like there was a big push for a long time. We need to have everyone register their guns. Everyone needs to register their guns. How is that going to help? Well, it's going to, slow down mass shootings. It's going to stop mass shootings. Okay, so riddle me this, Batman. Does the Department of Motor Vehicle lower the number of drunk drivers? Does registering your car lower the number of hit and drive accidents? It doesn't. It's illogical. So I'm all about keeping firearms out of dangerous people's hands. However, while not encroaching on good people, right? Good law-abiding citizens who want to exercise their Second Amendment right. Serializing the ammunition is fucking pointless. It's not going to change anything. Crooks don't register a gun. Exactly. It's not going to change anything. More power to them, but that's just, in my opinion, that is the government of Illinois saying, hey, we should spend a whole lot more money on something that isn't going to keep anyone alive. It's just, it's not going to be recreational nukes. I'm sure if you had enough money, they'd sell you one. Yeah, but the definition of good changes depending on your political affiliations. I can understand that. And that's why it's the whole gun debate in general is a slippery slope. Because you can't do one thing for good without potentially having bad consequences. It's the same circumstances like with the border. Everyone says, well, just shut it down. Hold on. There are a lot of good people that would like the opportunity to come here. If we shut it down, can we streamline that process? Well, no, we don't want to streamline it because then we're going to let in bad people. Well, hold on. So you can't lock it down without keeping out good people, and you can't open it without letting in bad people. It's just one of those things that I don't have a solution for. I would like for people to have a little bit more of a nuanced approach to it. CENTCOM next door is my protection. That'll do the trick. Wild West gun laws works. I do genuinely wish that we would go back to pistol duels. And the reason why I think duels should be legal, stay with me. I think duels should be legal because think about it. We have innocent people all over the place getting shot with gang violence. You know, if you're hanging out with somebody and your cousin is a gangster, somebody might do a drive-by and hit you or your other family members who are not a part of it. Why do we want that? Now we can have gangsters in the street go, tally ho, lads, 10 steps, and just fucking handle it and not have to worry about anyone innocent getting hurt. I think that's a win. I genuinely think that's a win. Lock it down, let them go through harsh vetting. I mean, the vetting process is already pretty harsh, right? And that's, hey, Subbrief is here. H-1B visa is a great program to get workers for our country. Well, exactly. And I mean, like down here, I'm right near the Mexican border. So like the whole, we shut down the border has changed literally nothing. The workers are still all in the fields. And you might be like, well, it's because they're getting in. No, it's because they all have work visas. They get on a bus at like 3 a.m. and come in from Juarez, Mexico, and they just work all day and then they hop back on the bus and go back across the border and live in Juarez. That's it. Use bow and arrow for the duels. Runneth up, homie. I'm sorry. I have to buy some slapping gloves. That's what I'm talking about. Weapon's eyes twitching, knowing politics is coming. I know. I got to make a character for the Orion spacecraft, do a step-by-step of the descent to Earth. I will try. I'll cover it. I don't know how much of it's going to be in there. Diggy hole in the house. Thank you. What is my opinion on the CZ P07 and the Canik T9 Elite? Those are guns, right? I'm the missile guy. I don't have an opinion. This is the thing. Owning 1,000 guns and not training with any of them makes you a loot crate in the wrong circumstances. The best gun you can have is one that you train with. Go throw some rounds down range. Practice drawing. Practice, don't dry fire depending on the weapon system. But anything is better than nothing. Hey, HLC, let's say US is... Oh, God damn it. Hi, HLC, sorry. Let's say USA is at war with NATO as allies, but can Congress intervene and fully blue ball USA supporting NATO with ground troops, etc.? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know the rules there. I know leaving NATO has to be unanimous through Congress or the Senate. I can't remember which one. But as for moving our troops from NATO countries that just haven't played very nice with us, I think that can be done individually or by the president and the secretary of war. I mean, movement of troops for non-war purposes is pretty standard stuff. Splash down anytime skid mark sack sits on a toilet. Artemis landed safety. We back. I've never heard of a high point going off in someone's holster on like a certain model. Dude, someone mentioned that. Who was it? I think it was Trout or someone else. You know how there's that video of the CEO of McDonald's like trying to eat the cheeseburger and he's like, so good. Like you can tell he's visibly struggling to eat that cheeseburger. And I think it was one of them commented like, I can't wait for the CEO of SIG to load, chamber, and holster a SIG P320. And I found that way funnier than I should have. If I was ever in Las Cruces, would you teach me how to shoot? Currently making a goal of mine to learn and have a gun by the end of this year. Rondo, I would encourage you, even if you don't really. Okay, so first off, let me say I'm willing to teach anyone, but my knowledge base is not entirely like I'm not an instructor. I would encourage you to go find a proper instructor. Do I have experience through the military? Yes. Most of mine is with rifles and at range. When it comes to like pistols and stuff like that, I'm not as trained. Can I handle a pistol? Can I fire a pistol relatively accurately? Yes. That's the circumstances. If you watched Gundam, do you think it'd be possible to create weapons such as a beam rifle? Right now, batteries and power generation have not come far enough to do that. God, it's Saturday. Damn, this harvest is dragging on, but the vegans need their almond milk. Anyways, what do you think of Australia buying the B2? Did Australia buy the B2? I'm going to put that in my notes for later because I need to look into that. I did not know Australia bought the B2. And my question on that is, how? There's like 17 of those things that exist. Or did they buy the B21? Like, they may have gone on the B21 program because Australia is notorious lately for buying like American shit. Like, Australia is big on the market. Like, we be doing a lot of deals. I know that we sold some subs down there to them. I think it might have been Virginia class. Subbrief is here. He might be able to break that down. Yes, they bought the B2 Canberra back in the 50s. Wait, what? The emus are starting their shit. Everyone's trying to give me accurate information. This guy just goes, the emus are starting their shit again. Top tier comedy, my friend. Top tier. Good job. Native in a strange land. Wonderful work. They might have bought the B21, maybe, if we're allowed to sell it. I don't know. Craft Voorhees is in the house. Tell me how gun control works when we had the shooting in California. It doesn't. The staggering, I want to say it's like over 90% of all like mass shootings occur in gun-free zones. And that's because to understand the psychology of it, you have to put your head inside their head. And what are they going to do? They want to make a statement for whatever reason. They want to hurt people for whatever reason. They know that the probability of that happening, which makes this a conscious effort, increases when they go to an area where less people are armed. They know it decreases when more people are armed. If it was just I want suicide by cop, I want to be taken out in a blaze of glory, they would just start shooting up police stations because it would just end that way every single time. So you got to try and yeah. Cowards go for soft targets. Exactly. We're trying the backdoor approach. Clip that shit. Sir, I politely disagree with the psychological evaluations. Australia has attempted it and the doctors end up responsible. So don't clear anyone. I could understand that. I mean, there's a drawback to every single thing because you would want, if you're more conservative, you'd probably want a conservative person to evaluate you and vice versa. I can understand where that would go. That was just me shooting in the dark, right? I want, is it fucked up? I want my money where my mouth is. Here's the thing. Do something. That's the thing that pisses me off most about these school shootings. Do something. Because one side says we need to take away guns, we need to ban this, we need to ban that, gun-free zones, fucking everyone hug each other. I don't care. Do it. Do it somewhere. And then have the opposite where they're like, we need to arm teachers. We need to arm so-and-so. Do it. We need to have armed guards at the schools. Do it. And then guess what? We'll call that a case study. And for 10 years, we will count the number of school shootings, homicides, whatever that happen in both those zones. And then we will know which approach actually fucking works. But no, they'd rather argue with each other and never actually solve anything. HLC has a new nickname, Slapnuts. Mud Nuts. Oh, and the Ben Roberts Smith shit is witch hunt. My understanding is there's no physical evidence of war crime. I'm going to have to look into it. I don't know enough about the circumstances. Recreational nukes would definitely have a subscription service. Yeah, because then you got to get the IAEA involved and yeah. Any thoughts on Courtney Williams for giving Delta intelligence away, being arrested for espionage? I'm unaware of this. I did hear that someone was in hot water for letting out government secrets, but I didn't know it was Delta intelligence. Or, well, they're called something else nowadays, but. Gun laws are never about safety. It's about controlling us into submission like medieval serfs. I don't disagree with you. I mean, our founding fathers in their infinite wisdom, had just fought back against a tyrannical government. And I think they had the forward thinking that it might happen again someday. So they want people to be able to be armed. Now, they probably couldn't fathom, I mean, somewhat, the amount of firepower that the government is capable of producing nowadays. But I think they would still be kind of there. Like, citizens need to be armed to stand up against, a potential tyrannical government. Runneth up, homie, new t-shirt dropped. Come thee upon me, brethren, fornicate hither, and yon come to an understanding thereof. I love that. Now I'm going to get me a powder wig. Vets in Australia are handing back their medals over the Ben Roberts-Smith crap. I got to look into it. For fuck's sake, man, get away from politics. No. I almost said something really fucked up just now, but it would have got me banned. I wanted to get underneath Wolfram's skin. Was that Wolfram or was that Phoenix? That was Wolfram. I'm in the same state of mind like HLC during that one kind of episode. You must be on the jazz cabbage, my good sir. Okay, making sure. Okay. I'm actually getting caught up. HLC, one Tomcat restoration you mentioned a couple videos ago was actually an April Fool's joke. That irritates the shit out of me. That hurts my feelings. Look up the AGM 123 Skipper 2. It's a GBU-10 laser bomb with a rocket motor strapped to it. It would not be the first time that we have done that. I don't know what a GBU-10 is. I mean, it's ground-based unitary explosive. I don't know. I don't know what GBU stands for, but usually those are thrown at the ground. Speaking of Cali, did you hear about the guy getting run over by the Bearcat? That was actually really funny. I saw that news, like the little thing that they did after the fact, which if you guys haven't seen it, it's so funny. There was a guy in a standoff with police. He had already killed somebody and fired on police or something like that. I don't know the full circumstances, but I guess when dude tried to run, they ran his ass over and killed him. And the news was like, the sheriff was there, and, he's giving his press brief, and they're like, did you run him over? We absolutely ran him over. You do not shoot at our police, or we will run you the fuck over. Well, he didn't say the fuck, but he's like, or we will run you over. And I'm like, that's funny. That's hilarious. You're seeing it more often than not, and I love it. Like, you'll see, there's another video out there of some lady, she had a revolver, and she was trying to shoot at this cop over her shoulder, and dude just plowed her down. It's so good. It's so good. I know California, which is so strange to me. Tells me that there's good people in California. B-52 is getting a home in Australia. Australians used to carry rifles to school and use them on the way home. Guns didn't change, people did. Exactly. I feel like this is going to make me sound a lot like a boomer, which is strange because considering my profession. I think the main thing that changed that brought about this mental change and hatred for one another is the internet. Not just social media. I'm saying the internet in general. There's somebody quoted a long time ago saying the internet is the only thing mankind has ever created that they don't fully understand. And I think that's really true. Because these individuals previous to the internet would have their opinion, right? No one cares about me. I blah, 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 blah. I really should lash out. And they're just kind of fleeting thoughts. Well, now those fleeting thoughts go into a Reddit, go into a Discord, to go into a Facebook group, they go somewhere. And then somebody else builds on that. Whether they're doing it just to troll or whether they're doing it for because they genuinely believe this person. But these people exist in the corners of the internet. And I find that those people dehumanize humans so much that it becomes almost compulsory. Like you feel like you have to. Now, every situation is a little bit different, but I do genuinely believe that the introduction of the internet to society has had an effect on violence in general. Does that make sense? Canards are gay. We all know that. We love you, but can we talk to Buff and the Kid?
What do you want to talk about? HLC's giant fucking nuts? I heard about that this week. I thought I was going to just across the windshield of some fucking Su-47 or some dumb shit. Turns out, it's HLC all along.
Can Ghost Murmur detect canards? If your heart beats like a queer. I'm sorry. I'm not a boomer. I know. We love you. Artemis 2. Yep. A lot of people are telling me Artemis 2 has splashed down. First it was lead. Now it's the internet. Bro, you really need to. I do. Do your ball hang low? Do they wobble to the floor? Yeah. I can tie them in a knot. I can tie them in a bow. I really can't. I will say that those circumstances that happened that I told on Kind of Consensual are when I was significantly thinner. Things don't droop as much when you're as big. This is his therapy. It probably is. We can't hear you. What do you mean you can't hear me? Can you not hear me? Whatever happened to that unmanned spaceship? Fuck if I know. It's my therapy too. Someone got introduced to Bearcat at Inertia. I think that's Inertia or Ineria. Yeah. I think that's great. Here's the thing, man. I know I am all about Americans having more freedom, right? Like that's one of the things I just want people left alone. That's kind of like my entire opinion is leave people alone. However, when they fuck up and it's something so abhorrent like this, the punishment needs to be so devastating that it sets a precedent to never do that shit. And if it happens to be running somebody over with a Bearcat, then so be it, right? Like I don't think the world is a darker place because this individual who decided to shoot at police is gone. Like it's kind of screwed up, but the whole, you got to understand the whole like mentality of like, no one deserves to die is strictly like a Western world philosophy. No one else really cares as much. We need Franklin to speak. Wait, what, a Bearcat? Yeah, no, there was the Bearcat, the armored like trucks that they use for SWAT in California. Some guy was barricaded and they got into a shootout with cops and they literally ran his ass over. Grandpa Buff, do you agree with leave people alone?
Yeah, of course. All right, HLC's pretty based for that. We need to leave everybody alone. You wanna identify as a non-binary fucking water cup? I don't give a shit. The only ones who don't get left alone are the blacks.
I'm sorry. Oh man, I can't. In Dallas, they blew a guy up with a robot. I remember that. Quick question. If Ghost Murmur is real, wouldn't that negate all manned stealth aircraft? How soon will we put it in anti-air systems? Yes and no. An additional sensor allowing you to know what's coming is good, but the fact still remains most of our adversaries throw missiles. They don't really throw pilots at us. So it would still be needed on the battlefield. But it also depends on how this Ghost Murmur thing potentially picks it up. Like I tried reading about it and there's really nothing out there. It's the same thing with that shit that they used potentially in Venezuela that made them like puke blood. There's really no information about it. Like I hate when the government does that, where they say something like we have this and they just kind of like breeze right on past it. And I'm like, whoa, what the fuck is that? Can you please tell me what that is? And they're like, oh, it's a thing that we did way back when. And it's, that's how it works. And we're like, what? The RQ-180 was on video? I mean, I know we've been using them for a hot minute, but how does a kid feel about the fact the Wright Flyers 1, 2, and 3A and the OG first in flights were all canard aircraft? Look, I'm perfectly fine with the LGBTQIA community getting first in flight, but I obviously refined it, made it straight and awesome. What War Thunder BR am I right now? I fucking don't know. I think like 4.0. I think Germany's the highest I had, which is like 4.0. I had an idea for a joke. Can't say it. Not going to say it. In case no one has heard, yeah, that's the thing that happened. Finally got a sack. Dude, you base your entire opinions of California, the third largest state, off a charcuterie caricature. I don't know why I thought it was charcuterie. I'm a fat fuck. Yeah, someone's going to... Yep, there you go. That's a clip. Oh, shit. I thought caricature was charcuterie. because I'm dyslexic and fat. Great. You just dunked on me twice. You fat. I don't even know if you're fat. I have no idea what you look like. I quit. Charcuterie. Fuck you guys, man. I mean, I did. I just kind of I kind of generalize it. But I don't know. I fucking threw it at Cali. When everyone thinks California, that's what we think of. I just want you to know that. Anyone you ever talk to from any other state thinks that's California. Just like everyone you talk to thinks Texas is like deserts, tumbleweeds, rolling grass, and a dude in a cowboy hat on horseback. And that's really like the northwestern fucking Texas. Or the northern, like that's also Amarillo. But like southeastern Texas, completely different. Charchuchi? What? It's a bit more than 3 blocks. I got about 14,000 hours in War Thunder. I'll play with you for about 10 minutes and then ignore you and do my own thing. I remember I was playing with, there was another creator. He kind of stopped creating infantry something. And he brought me up to BR10 and I brought out the little M22. And there was a clip of it on my old Twitch because that was when I used to stream video games. I took out it was either 72 or 80 at BR10 with that thing. I got the last shot. But yeah. When they blew the guy up with a robot, there had better been a yes, disassemble Stephanie joke. If you know. Yes, disassemble number 5. What about Idaho? Y'all make some damn good potatoes. My dream is to move to Texas with the missus. Honestly, Texas has Texas is a really diverse place. I will say the one thing you will run into anywhere in Texas, and it is a constant, right? Like everything else is so much different. Like Dallas looks different than San Antonio, looks different than Amarillo, looks different than El Paso. Like they're all so different, right? But everybody who lives in Texas all has the same like Texas superiority mentality. All of them. I don't know why. Maybe it's something like, all right, you live in Texas now. Here is your card that you have to sign that you will always say everything in Texas is bigger and everything in Texas is amazing and perfect. And you will never talk shit about Texas. I swear it's a part of the requirement to like move to the state of Texas. Social media is literally like having medieval peasants share their dumb thoughts out loud to the world at all times. Bro, that's how I explain Twitter. X. People are like, well, isn't X just a dumpster fire? I'm like, yes, of course it is. It's a dumpster fire all the time. Even I shit post in there. But if you were to go back 1,000 years and like, how would we take X 1,000 years ago? Imagine you walk into a town square and there's the village idiot just yelling random shit at the top of his lungs, right? Back then it was the village idiot. Now they're called crackheads. But imagine every person who lives in that village is doing that. They're all just standing in the town square yelling things that are so unimaginably stupid that's just the way it is. Like, it's so insane. To be fair, he misspelled caricature. Fair enough. Okay. Did you know canard started as an insult? It meant duck, but also a French slang for a hoax. When France couldn't get a copy of the right flyer, they claimed nose elevators were too unstable and called it a canard design. That's a real thing. I need to look into that because that's some kind of background joke I can throw in there. I didn't know that, if that's true. I said it because it looked like a duck's head, but the implication was obvious. They ate crow in Le Mans in 1908 when Wilbur showed it to them, and it could actually maneuver. Today, France's fighter is a canard design. Oh, yeah, oh, my God. Raphael. There you go. Fuck. Raphael, whatever. That's because Texas is the greatest country on earth. That's a Texan right there. They're all like that. All of them. No matter where you go, you step 1 foot in Texas, like just dip your toe into Texas and see somebody 50 feet away and go, hey, are you a Texan? And they're like, hell yeah, I am. It's the greatest fucking country on earth. Okay, well, I'm in Texas. That's just the way they are. If you get butthurt over a caricature, do you laugh at the UK, Florida, and Australia, West Taiwan, Africa, or any other fucking character HLC does? That's fair. That's fair. I'm here for it. By the way, HLC Trout has a new show on Pepperbox. Does he? Oh yeah, it's like Dirty Jobs. They were talking to me about that. Fenn was coming up with that idea. I think it's a really good idea. Live in Texas, but it sucks. Montana's superior. I don't think he's a real Texan, guys. I don't think he's a real Texan. I don't. You must have been a transplant. You ever drink 2 Four Locos and your wang got abs? I remember, what was it? Fucking Kozak sent that to me. He, it was like some lieutenant. He's like, I'm here in the enlisted barracks and this is substandard living conditions. A petty officer just slammed 2 Four Locos and screamed, my dick has abs. Get me out of here. And I'm like, yep. Good. The military is healing. Texans get divorced, they're still brother and sister. I think you're thinking Arkansas, but dude, Arkansas is fucking sketchy. Little Rock is scary. Probably there for work. Just remember, Alaska's bigger. That's like some beef between, Alaskans are a lot like that too. Like everything is better in Alaska. Alaska is amazing, and Alaska this and Alaska that. And this is my question for Alaskans. I've never been to Alaska. It looks beautiful. I would love to come up there sometime, maybe do some hunting or fishing. It looks gorgeous. It really does. But if Alaska is all that, why are they separated from the lower 48? Why did we just cut them off? And I know you're going to tell me that we bought it from the Russians and Canada didn't own it at the time and blah, 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 blah. But it's been how many years? And we just haven't been like, you know what? We should have our own little corridor to our own other state. Alaska has bugs that can pick you up. I've noticed that so what's crazy is people like in Florida, they're like the Florida mosquitoes are fucking huge. The Louisiana are fucking huge. And I don't think so. And here's why. Because in those states, they have a large population of spiders and other things that eat said mosquitoes. You know what they don't have a lot of in Alaska because they all freeze to death? Spiders. So, like, if you got some spiders up there and they were able to survive the winters, like hibernate for the winter and come back out, they would be monsters. They'd be eating so much. Bats too, yeah. It gave us an excuse to have Pacific boats. I mean, so did California, Oregon, and Washington. Mosquito's a state bird of Alaska. Alaska is just frozen Australia. See, this is the thing. I don't know. Who's closer? I hear Floridians like to refer to themselves like somewhat similar to Australians. Dragonfly eat mosquitoes too. Yep, dragonflies. Somebody said something that was, I wanted to read here real quick. Where was it? Alaska's pretty great. It depends on your cold resistance, though. Yeah, bro, some of the cold up there is, But I like watching Life Below Zero. You really used to love watching that show. That lady, I can't remember her name. She lives like north of the Arctic Circle, the one who was attacked by a polar bear, like I don't even know how many times now, and has killed them every single time. That woman's a monster. Like that, she just built different. The first time a polar bear attacked me through the wall of my structure and tried to eat my face, and I had to kill it and then wait like 2 days for rescue. I'm out. I'm leaving. I'm not going back. And she's like, it was pretty unfortunate, but I got him. Like, no. Who does that? Alaska. Sue Aikens. Yes, that woman is a monster. Is she single? Bro, go for it. That woman will pick you up and be like, we're going to do it now, and you're going to like it. Yes, ma'am. Don't hurt me. Australia is Florida before we got transplants. Been a bit since I've joined a stream, and I just earned my blue cord this past Wednesday inbound to First Cav. You're going down to good old Fort Hood, I think. Should be Fort Hood. Should be First Cav. Well, congratulations on earning your blue cord. It is a, how do I word this? basic training is important, right? Like it gives you kind of just a baseline knowledge. So does AIT. It gives you like a baseline knowledge. But when you get to your unit, absorb and learn, and don't complain. That's all I'll tell you is don't complain. Because I remember when I complained and everyone looked at me like I was a bitch. But I remember specifically the guys who didn't complain. Like my Makoko, Marlon P. Makoko is a little Filipino kid, one of the best troops I ever had. James Haynes, we called him Face. Not like Face from the A-Team, but on his Texas ID, he looked like Leatherface. I love Face. Face is one of the coolest dudes ever, but dude had to sneak up on a glass of water, okay? But Face, he would gangster grip his saw on the side and just hip fire that champion. Oh, bro, he was a monster. I love Face. And I still talk to him to this day. Face is good people. But yeah, just learn, man. That's all you got to do. Congratulations, though. I dare you to run around the room screaming like a child with your hands in the air. If you do, I'll donate $200 to a veteran support of your choice. You put me in between a rock and a hard place. You know what? I'm going to donate $200 to a veteran organization of my choice. Checkmate. Now I don't have to dance around the room. Ha-ha! Australia has cattle station bigger than Texas. Hold on. You guys are also a continent nation. That's not fair. You're the only nation on Earth that is also a continent. Not fair. Hobby Watch, thank you so much. Army cancels Abrams' new tank M1A1. Gaia Bear dominates front lines like a Saturday night on Navy ship on Grindr. Send a fight in Ukraine and Iran. What are we talking about? They canceled the new tank? You're saying M1A1. M1A1 is old. We were on SEP V3s, and I think they're doing M1A2 SEP V4s was the next one, but I thought they were going to change that out for the M1E3. I got to look. I haven't paid much attention to the tank. My father pinned his blue cord on my AGSUs. We're going to Poland here in a month, and thank you. Bro, I'm super jealous you're going to get a chance to go to Poland, enjoy the food, the culture, the people, and how safe it is over there. I'm not going to say why, but Poland is statistically like one of, if not the safest place in Europe. I'm not making that up. You guys can look that up. Like, that's a real thing. And I'm not saying that has to do with anything like immigration laws or bunch of shirtless dudes standing in the woods at their border. I don't know. HLC is America the continent? No. I mean, North America is our continent, but we share it. You know, we're the continent of cum. Canada, United States, Mexico. That's our continent. We're the nation, the continent of cum. That's us. Canada, United States, Mexico. Cum. And realistically, we just keep Wolfram, I love you. We just keep Canada there because we just don't want to spend the money to defend that part of the world. Like, we're just like, let the cool hippie country do their own thing. Like, yeah, oh, cool, you guys got free healthcare. That's great. Every single one of my states, actually like 3 or 4 of my states have larger National Guard than your entire standing military. You have no high to medium air defense? That's great. That's great. I'll hail the Cum Alliance to California. So dirty. And I did. Good. We have it better up here. 80% of your nation lives in like 10% of your landmass. It's not better. It's just more centralized. My father, who's indefinite reserve, LTD. No shit. HLC, no sharing. They get to be territories. I know a guy, 54-year-old, who killed a mountain lion that was attacking his wife. He did it with a goddamn fishing spear. British Columbia, not Alaska, though. Dude, people in the North, like, it's really strange. Like, that's why I like that Life Below Zero, because there's no, like, oh, I need to run down to the hardware shop and get this. It's like, all right, I have a welder and I have all the other tools I would need to fashion and make something like this. Let's see if I can do it. Plus, up there, basically north of North America, they occasionally come down here, right? Like, so Canada, Alaska, up there, they have these things. Now, I don't know if you know this, but the largest predator in North America lives almost exclusively in Canada and Alaska, right? It lives almost exclusively up there. Now, before I tell you what it is, I want you also to know that aside from being the largest land carnivore, actually it is the largest land carnivore by weight on Earth. Sorry, let me rephrase that. And this land carnivore also, I don't know if you know this, it hunts humans. And I'm not saying like, oh, if it runs across a human, it's going to eat the human. No. Like it will actively track you down as a human and eat you. Like fucking chicken wings. It will do that. It's called a polar bear. Everyone's like, polar bear. Yeah, this is the thing. Even moose run from polar bears. You guys ever seen a moose? It's a Clydesdale with antlers. They're massive. I was out hunting one time in Colorado, but we get moose down here in the lower 48. But I was out hunting in Colorado years ago, and this guy, he took a pop shot, and he ended up getting in a lot of trouble for it. He took a pop shot at what he thought was a mule deer. Mule deer in late season in Colorado are kind of a grayish white. Moose are brown year round. They're brown. That's what they are. They just stay brown. Okay. And this guy shot what he thought was a mule deer. Also, there's a stark difference there. A mule deer weighs like maybe 300-400 pounds. A moose is like over 1,000. They're massive. And he shot said moose barely in the hindquarters, because I think he thought he was looking at it a different way. I don't know what he saw, but he shot it like barely in the hindquarters. And you know what the moose did? It chased him back to his truck, his brand new Chevy 1500 that he had. He had or a GMC Sierra 1500, and proceeded to fucking destroy the truck around him because it was so angry. That's a real thing. They are. Why you gotta be about the brown animals? The brown ones. Well, I will say, in North America, the white ones reign supreme. Like, I don't know anything out there that actively hunts a polar bear except for maybe a killer whale. But yeah. Don't let Buff know about the moose that want to take Canada. Could go to the park and pet the fluffy cows. Yeah. It's like every time somebody from the lower 48 goes to like Yellowstone and they're like, hey, I'm going to go over close to this bison. Guys, bison are like 2,000 pounds of almost pure muscle. Like that's all they are. Actually, how much does a bison weigh? I want to say it's 2,000 pounds. Maybe I can get it in kilos for those of you who are imperially challenged. Oh, okay. American bison between 790 and 2,200 pounds. That's 360 to 1,000 kilos. And it's hilarious. There was one, and I remember, so lately, these last couple years, Yellowstone, whoever runs their Twitter has been kind of shit posting, which is hilarious. I don't know if it's their actual one, but it's fucking hilarious. But there was one, cheater, I'm still going to donate. Gotcha. There was one, it was a bison, and in one season, like one summer, it had gored like 4 people. And people were like, are we going to do anything about this? Are we going to put it down? And they were like, no. It's where they live. They gored all 4 people when all 4 people got too fucking close to them. That's their own fault. Like, they didn't use the F word, but they're just like, no. And I'm like, yeah, that gets, dude, they will launch you into the air. Like, they're not going to eat you when they're done, but they will stomp you. They will launch you. They do not care. And they are strong. Like, they are unbelievably strong. Thanks, Mr. Linecrosser, means a lot from a vet. Well, from a vet to a vet. Thank you so much. Notes for HLC Jorn. You've said you'll look into it. Ben Robert Smith, one of 5 recipients of the Victoria Cross, arrested for war crimes. Let me put that in my notes because I might forget. There you go. Gay Bear was a tank joke, HLC, since Ruskies and Mohammed boys are hummus anxious. YouTube's being censored. Gay Bear. My bad, man. Man, I got a lot of Aussies in tonight. They're about freedom. Hey, is what's his name still in here? Anamarchy? I trust Anamarchy. If he's like, yeah, it's absolute bullshit, I'm here for it. They're breeding with grizzlies now too. Yeah. So they look like a grizzly, but they have the aggression of a fucking polar bear, and they're also bigger. Dude, it's wild. Like, for those of you who are not American, when it comes to bears, there's an old adage. There's an old saying when it comes to bears. If it's brown, lay down. Means like just cover your face, and especially the back of your neck, cover it, because they'll go for the back of your neck, and just lay in the fetal position, pretend you're dead. Okay? If it's black, fight back. Because black bears, if you fight back against them, you're still going to get fucking killed probably, but they're more inclined to leave you alone, right? And then it goes, if they're white, say goodnight. That's it. Like, I remember I was watching an episode of like I Survived or something, and there was a guy who like came outside of his house in Alaska to a woman who a polar bear had her pinned. She was screaming, and it was peeling her scalp off and eating her. Dude, it's nuts. Yes, dear.
I have bear advice.
You have bear advice.
Yeah.
What's your bear advice?
If you meet a bear in the woods.
Oh God. Oh, here, you know what? We're gonna give you the mic.
No, really. It'll work because you have to let them know that you see them, right?
Uh-huh.
So you've got to be big, and you've got to talk to them. You've got to let them know that you're there. You say, "Whoa, bear."
Whoa, bear.
No, bear.
No bear.
Go, bear.
Go, bear.
That's how you do it, and then they'll listen to you. Maybe not a polar bear, but the other ones.
That's it. You heard it here first, guys. By the way, I'm not legally responsible for any of you who get mauled by a bear because you want to test out what HLC's wife said. Do you remember what you were doing when Polish presidential plane crashed in Russia in April 2010? April 2010, I was in the field. Because we deployed in July of 2010. Saw my first Blandings turtle of the year last week. What is a Blandings turtle? I had to slow down for an eagle. Wasn't sure he was going to get enough altitude before I got there. Sandhills, man. What is a Blandings turtle? Is that like one of the what the fuck is a Blandings turtle? Now I gotta look it up. I hate it when you guys make me look shit up, because then people get in there and they're like, you should look up this, you should look up this. What the fuck is a Blandings turtle? They can live for over 70 years? Huh. Wolfram, did you just call me Pish? Gaya Bear was a tanky joke. Let me see. Will I expand on previous video of USA leaving NATO and pros and cons for doing so? Happy weekend for you and the family. What do you mean expand on it? So when we talked about the USA leaving NATO, there's a lot of things that will happen in the world. I presume some of the nations that we're closer with would form a new alliance, because it's faster and cheaper for them to form a new alliance with the United States than it would be for them to build up their military force and be able to defend themselves. Secondly, I think that Russia would try and push as far as they possibly can. And Poland is most likely going to take Kaliningrad. And then Poland's going to start pushing into Russia. But I'm not entirely convinced that'll happen, just because the Russians... Can I pause for a second? Like, I grew up watching movies like Red Dawn, Hunt for Red October. I mean, I watched these and I'm like, I genuinely thought the Russians and were a fighting force to be reckoned with. And what I'm finding out is they just have a lot of people. Their systems are substandard. Their logistics is laughable. Their command structure is fucking non-existent. They really have no like combat standards. Their professionalism is unremarkable. Like I've been really let down. Like, aside from the whole thing that I don't think they should be invading Ukraine, you know, I genuinely think that Ukraine has the right to defend themselves. Like, you know, aside from all that, like, I've been really let down. Like, because you can see it on drone videos. Just the lack of coordinated attacks, the lack of tactics, no setting down a base of fire for a maneuver element. Like they don't use the equipment they have effectively on the battlefield. It's really just bad. Is that actually a thing? Did it happen naturally? I thought Russia was still near peer to us. They have a lot of shit. And you know, the fucking cope commandos on the internet are saying that they're pulling their punches. I'm not convinced anymore. Now, one of two things either happening. They're pulling their punches because they absolutely don't care about the people on the ground at the rate at which they're losing them. They don't want to end it decisively and quickly for reasons that I don't fully understand. And basically, if they're pulling their punches at this point, it's because they're stupid, right? Like there's no logical reason to pull your punches at this point, right? Aside from going non-nuclear. Checks out. Or, which is far more likely, they're just incompetent on the battlefield. When I used to teach my students about the principles of mission command, I would use videos from Ukraine showing Russians not following the principles of mission command. No unified land operations, no fucking discipline initiative, no fucking, like none of that stuff. It just wasn't there. Russia has a lot of shit, but it's all rusting away. It really is. I've been so let down by Russia's wartime capability. And I mean, hats off to the Ukrainians. I thought they were going to get steamrolled in like a week or two. I genuinely did, right? I thought so. I'm not entirely convinced that their nukes even function anymore. I mean, I wouldn't bet millions of lives on it, but I'm not convinced that they're even maintained. Just based off of the quality of the rest of the shit that they're giving their troops. It's really strange to me. 4 years, no one will pull punches. I'm over 2 hours, I know. Let me just get caught up, and then we'll call it. I know Wolfram has to be in bed soon because his mom has made him a nice glass of milk and got him a snack and laid out his jammies, and they don't test them like we do. I mean, we test everything constantly. So, all right, pros and cons, leaving NATO. Pro for the U.S., less cost, because it costs money to maintain troops in all those countries. And some countries, I don't know how many of them in NATO, but I know some in the Middle East, we actually pay them so that we can be there. That's a real thing. At least when I was in Jordan, we paid the Jordanian military to let us be there. And I was like, why in the fuck am I defending a U.S. airbase in a country that we have to pay to be in? I think we also paid to be in Turkey. So that would check out. That's a NATO ally. It would save us money, but it would also weaken our overall geographic, not control, but ability to react. Because right now, you can put a battalion of Marines or a MEU anywhere in the world in 24 hours. Like, that's one thing that, that is our showcase. Like, if you need just quick, fast, in a hurry, get them there and kill stuff, you send a MEU. That's like what the Marines are known for, right? 24 hours, they can be anywhere in the world. Without our position in NATO, I don't know if that would continue to be the circumstances. I genuinely don't think so. Then when we have these 30, 40, 50,000 troops that were all over the world now back in the States, what do we do with them? We don't have bases big enough for all those people. We either got to build up new barracks or we got to downsize the military, which again, weaken our position globally. It's this weird self-replicating problem. The enemy comes up with something, or they lie about it, and then the U.S. has to come up with something better. This is the Fox battle all over again. We've been doing this forever. Enemy says, I have plasma cannons, and the U.S. goes, cool, we need to find a way to defeat plasma cannons. And then some nerd somewhere comes up with something, and we're like, cool, we'll be ready when they use plasma cannons. Only to find out 5 years later they never had plasma cannons. Like, it's so wild. The moon is cheese, Wallace and Gromit told me so. Hope you folks know you're much appreciated. Some guy, I do appreciate. I appreciate all of you guys in here. But the USA leaving NATO, we did that breakdown. I think it turned out pretty good. All right, let me get all the rest of this. Oh my God, I'm way behind. I'd rather unexpectedly run into a bear in the wilderness than a moose. Easier to get away from, easier to kill unexpectedly, and less likely to attack. Yeah. Carnivores, unless they're really hungry or anything like that, most of the time they'll leave you alone, with the exception of a polar bear. A polar bear will hunt you for miles. I think they can smell you like 5 or 7 miles away. That's a real thing. It's fucking terrifying. The fact that people roam around Alaska and they're just like, hey, this is nice. I love it out here. Why? The largest land carnivore on Earth is up there. The hybrids have the worst. Both actively hunt people like polar bears and hold territory like grizzlies. Plus, polar bears, they don't hibernate. Yeah, I learned that recently, that like all the Coca-Cola commercials we had, where they're like a sleeping bear. I mean, they sleep, they just don't hibernate. Gonna have a summer of Timothy Treadwell-like discoveries. She's responsible for like 10 to 13 plops trying to wrestle black bears. I am not legally responsible. I know one man that can take a polar bear. Kentucky Scott can absolutely take one, no doubt. Well, you know, when you have a 1-inch bore on a fucking gun, you could probably take one. Well, I don't know. Kentucky, he's a big boy. He's not as tall as I thought he was. At least I saw him from a distance. I've never talked to Scott, but I saw him at a couple of the range days, and I was like, oh shit, it's Kentucky Ballistics. Grizzly on polar, Growler, polar on grizzly, Pizzly. That's wonderful. I've been out for over a decade. I could probably show up at a fort in less than a week to defend us. I mean, I'm going to have a moment of honesty with you guys here. My nephew's about to join the army, which I'm happy for him, but at the same time, I hope I'm not the only one, but I foolishly, it was stupid. It's fucking, history has proved me wrong 1,000 times over on this, but I was hoping that if I fought my war, the next generation would know peace. And only now do I realize, like, how stupid that was. It was a really dumb idea. Snowmobile outrun polar bear, I win. Just hope you don't crash. Russia uses Imperial Guard tactics. Horrible everything across the board. Trash, fat, useless. All we see is the Ruskies getting owned repeatedly. We really do. It's just, like, I saw I think it was when I did the Chris Cappy breakdown recently. There was like a Russian BTR that just pulled up, didn't lay down smoke. It was by itself. No other vehicles in the convoy. Nothing. It just hauled ass across an open minefield, dropped its back deck, was just firing willy-nilly in there, and then as soon as the guys were out, closed its back deck and took off. And it was like 4 dudes, and they just got slaughtered by the Ukrainians. And I'm like, no wonder Russia isn't making any fucking headway. Like, if that's your tactics, honestly, I'm not even like upset. If I saw the U.S. military doing something like that, I'd want someone's head on a pike. It's the worst thing I've ever seen. Complete lack of tactics. That's the hope for every warrior. I don't know, man. I would like for my nephew not to have to experience war. I'd really like that, but Ectotherium, biggest bear ever. Live can weigh more than 3,000 pounds, 11 to 14 feet tall on its hind legs. That didn't exist during humans, did it? There's a group monitoring Russian tank reserve yards via satellite. They're empty of anything repairable now, just balloons and rusted hulks. I knew they were getting a little nervous when I started seeing T-54, 55s on trains. And before anyone's like, well, we don't know that those were going to the front. Where else are they going? You're telling me Russia in the middle of a war is like, you know what? We need to take these old tanks and we're going to put them on display. Because that is a good use of our money right now. Yes. We're sanctioned to all fucking piss. Our shadow fleet is falling apart. We've had 1 million casualties in 4 years. I don't have air superiority, but yes, let's move these T-54, 55s to a new museum. It just doesn't make any sense. Just doesn't track. HLC, it's been a while. Question, did you know there's a B-52 royalty with a high and mighty one used to launch X-15s for hypersonic flights? That's its name. Really? I did not know that. Oh my God. I'm trying to keep up. My grandfather hoped World War II would be the last war. Sent you a book dedicated to him. Yes, I've opened all my books. Actually, whoever sent me the Australian books, first of all, what you wrote on the label, top tier comedy. Top tier. You guys will have to see it. I'm not going to say what he wrote on the label. Top tier comedy. But also, I didn't know anything about what those books go over. Because and this is my American side, right? We hear about American battles. We hear about American superiority. I had no idea that the Empire of Japan tried to invade Singapore and the Aussies went toe to toe with them, and a bunch of Aussies ended up in fucking, not concentration camps, the Japanese version of concentration camps. Good evening, Ball Tucker. Hello. We're actually over my 2 hours, but I watched Chunk Bear Week in Alaska. Bear 128 grazers, my favorite. She is the fiercest mama and queen of the falls. She takes in much larger males, get near her babies. I tell you right now, people will be driving around the world and they see like baby bears and they're like, and I go, fuck no. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there we have it. We are at our over 2 hours. Thank you all so much for being here. If you'd like to support the channel, you can go to habituallinecrosser.com, get yourself some merch. Keep your eye out for my Franklin plushies. When I do the announcement, they will be announced probably on Pepperbox first, so make sure you're a Pepperback if you want to get your hands on one. But the cheapest way to support the channel is just watch my videos. That's all I'll ever ask. Watch out for one another. I care about you guys. I love you all. Don't do the enemy any fucking favors. I'll see you guys next time.